model heavy on public unions, onerous regulations, high taxes, and in fact, the political allocation of capital, which is probably the most scary thing for a lot of us, because that means you're investing Washington with more control than it would otherwise necessarily have in what we think of as America. Or we go the other route, which is to return to an era in which Washington can maintain some type of fiscal sanity, in which we can put the emphasis back on the private sector so that we can facilitate investment again. I mean, that's what your industry is about. It's the backbone of who America is and that we know. It is the people out there who are willing to take a risk, sign their name on the dotted line, put capital to work, create jobs and opportunity. Those are the people buying the houses. So if we bear that in mind, and given the severity of the problem that we face, I think we can all work together to try and get the economy back on track and return to some sense of promise for the future. We as Republicans feel very much that we ought to be focusing on matters of fiscal discipline. Now you say, are we Republicans coming to this with clean hands? You bet not. We were fired in '06 and we were fired for a reason. There was much confusion and frustration about the war that was going on at the time. Certainly the runaway spending that occurred then was unacceptable and inexcusable. And I believe what you will see, certainly playing out over the airwaves and in the communities that you all work in across the Commonwealth, a much more robust sense about where we need to go in this country on the part of all candidates of all parties, but I would say in particular those who have now stepped up to run in a much more free market sense. And that's really, I think, where you will see the difference right now in the political debate. Where are those free markets when you look to see what's going on the Senate floor right now in this regulatory reform bill? We've got to get some sense of fairness back in the markets, no doubt. When people saw what happened with the Madoff scandal and Stanford Capital and the rest, that tells the people that you represent, your clients, they don't get a fair shot on Wall Street and somebody else does. So we got to fix that. But by no means should we be engaging in an overreach which will restrict the ability for capital to flow here into this country and create opportunity. America's always led, really, on innovation. And if we don't stop the added march towards more regulation, and if we don't try to address the situation where we're going to have taxes go up at the end of the year, we're not going to see the kind of robust growth that we need to see again to get this economy going again.